And welcome back to the show, guys. Today's special guest, we have a friend of mine that I met. He's a cool guy, dude. His name is Chris. He spent 17 years, I believe, right? 21 years in prison, dude. He grew up, he's about that gang life. You know, he did his time, came out. I would say he's a respectable human being now. Not sure how you were before. I'm assuming not so great. But yeah, I met him. He's an interesting guy, dude. You know, he was telling me about his time in prison and just speaking with him. You know, he seemed like a cool guy, cool vibe. So I thought it'd be nice to have him on the show. Unfortunately, Trey isn't with us. He had work, but it's all right. We will continue. Welcome to the show, Chris. Yeah, thanks for coming through, dude. So, I mean, I know we didn't really know each other for too long, so I was like, I wonder if he's gonna want to do it, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. You just want to get into it or what? So let's take us back, bro. Let's go back to when you were a kid. I mean, when exactly did you start becoming, I guess, that little delinquent? You know?
I grew up in Irvine, man, and I was an only child, and you know, Irvine's Irvine, bro. If you've ever been there, you know, it's not
It's a very nice area, dude. There's no liquor stores in Irvine, bro.
Dude, I remember when they took the liquor stores out.
Oh, damn! You were around since that's crazy.
Bro, it was like, I remember I was a kid in high school and it was probably like, I don't know, 93, 94, something like that. And they took all the liquor stores out of Irvine, bro.
That was something was it voted for, or why did they?
I don't remember the reason, and I haven't looked into it since I've gotten older, but you know, that's just Irvine. It's just so, what's the word, bougie, bro? Like, yeah. I mean, that's Irvine, bro.
How do you grow up in Irvine and then join this gang, though? I'm trying to put the pieces together.
So I was a beach kid, right? I was born in Hawaii, learned how to surf at a young age, you know, always been at the beach. And so a lot of these guys were surfers too, right? And that's actually where I met the first guy, and I'm not going to say his name, but I met him out surfing one day, early morning, and you know, we just hit it off. You know, I'm a people person, bro. Like, I'll meet somebody, like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, and so started hanging out with that and with him, and that's what led me into the meeting everybody else, and then they liked who I was, and you know how I acted, and I mean, whatever, you know, and so they saw in me what, you know, people look for in that kind of situation.
Soldier.
And, yeah. So we just started. I mean, you know, I started hanging out with these guys, man, and he just got indoctrinated into that lifestyle, dude. And before I mean, it wasn't even like a pre-planned thought in my head. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go be a gang member, bro. And really, except for a lot of the SA gangs, because a lot of those guys they live there, or their older brother, or their older, you know, and I mean, you know, that's with a lot of the gangs too, but it's just, you know, it's not something that you plan on doing, right? Yeah. It's something that just accrues from, you know, time you spend with these guys. And you know, I saw them as like, I kind of looked up to a lot of them, right? Because I mean, I was younger at the time, and like I was saying before, you know, these guys were all tattooed, and you know, they're all badasses, and they went in and people knew who they were, and I was like, oh, you know, that shit's, you know, that's, I want to do that, right? Like, I want to walk in and people look at me and go, oh shit, like, who's this guy, right?
The respect.
Yeah. Like that, just the whole encompassing, you know, everything that comes with it. So yeah, I mean, just I started hanging out, and then, you know, the next thing you know, I was involved in it, and you know, it's just you know, one of the worst. I mean, you know, it was cool,
yeah,
for what it was, but it totally ruined my life. Yeah. You know, so it's like, if I could go back and do it, it's something it's not a choice I would make again, but then I wouldn't be who I was today and learned all the lessons I've learned. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm the type of guy that got to learn the hard way, right? Like, you know, to get something to stick, you know, it has to be some sort of loss, or, I mean, you know, like a big life change for me to go, oh, okay, I should probably stop doing this and, you know, get my life on track. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: Did you growing up? Were both parents together?
Yeah. I'm an only child, bro.
Damn. So you had all the love too.
No, I had all the love, man.
You just had.
My mom and dad were married for almost 40 years, dude, and all the way up until I mean, my mom's still alive, but all the way up until my dad died.
Yeah.
And it was nothing that had to do with my home life or mental or physical abuse, nothing like that. It was just, it looked like something cool to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you felt like you had brothers and like, you know, you built that bond and stuff, you know?
Fast, especially when violence gets brought in to the situation, right? And so now you have this, whatever it is, and you guys experience this, but together, you know, now it's like, oh, okay, you know, us three or us two or whatever, we just did this. And it's like a bonding thing, you know, it's like you're like, oh, okay, these are my boys. And, you know, that's why so many dudes in that lifestyle would do anything for their homeboys or whatever, you know, for the other dudes and you know, their brothers or whatever you want to call them. Because you go to situations like that, you know, and you know, this isn't just in the gang lifestyle. This is in everything, in any walk of life, bro. Yeah. You know, you start experiencing stuff with people and they become your family or whatever. But
yeah, it's like bonds built like with blood, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like there's some similarities between that and like when you get into like fighting, you know? Yep. You feel like the people you train with are like, you become bonded with them really quickly because you're constantly beating the shit out of each other, you know?
Well, I mean, and plus it's not like your everyday experience.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's certain walks of life that people will experience stuff that your average human being that are walking around in the city will never, they can't even fathom it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why like, bro, I'm careful on what I say because people ask me all the time, you know, because I have tons of friends and family and they'll ask me about my prison experience, right? And like I have to be real careful with what I tell them. And now I'm aware of it. When I first got out, you know, so when I first went to prison, it was 2000.
Yeah.
And I got out in 2005.
Okay.
Got married. Well, I had a kid, got married. Got busted again in 2007. And then I just got out in July of 22. So yeah.
Oh man.
But when I got out, you know, I was so used to just saying whatever, like I didn't have to have a filter. You don't have to have a filter in prison, bro. I mean, you do like respect wise. I mean, you don't just say whatever you want to somebody because you know you're going to get the consequences from it, right?
Definitely.
But I'm just talking about like regular conversation. I was so used to just talking about whatever, that it was normalized in there. Like, for instance, so I'm out on the yard. I did most of my time on level 4, 180 yards, right? And if you've never been to prison, it probably doesn't mean anything to you, but prisons have 4 different levels, right? Level 1 is like most of your fire camps and your CCFs and, you know, the private prisons and, you know, they're all over the place. There's no fences. And if it is, it's like a 6-foot chain link fence. I mean, those guys go out, they can do whatever, right? It's mostly like DUIs and, you know, those junkies. Those types of crimes, you know, thefts and just, you know, non-violent, non-serious, what they would call a serious felony. Music break?
Nah, my I know, right?
Right?
My neighbor, he probably wants something from me. But anyways, continue.
And so, but it goes up, level 2, level 3, level 4 on, you know, severity of your crimes and how you act in prison and what you do. And level 4's got 270 yards and 180 yards. And it's just the design of it. And it's typically the 270 degrees and 180 degrees where there's a wall down the middle. And it's all nonsense. But I don't really want to talk about that right now, but my whole point was I was on the yard and I had a buddy of mine and we were out working out and, when something's about to happen on a prison yard, you can actually feel it. Like you don't have tension. You don't have to see it, bro. And it's so weird. It's so weird because I've never been in a situation except for there where you can actually it's almost like everybody, you can like feel it without having to see it or to talk about it. Like you just, I think like violence has its own energy, right? And even before the act of it is even committed, and it puts out this. It's hard to explain, but we look over and this guy's getting butchered, right? Like this guy's just getting this SA kid, and two dudes are butchering him, and the yard goes down, and we were in the middle of doing dips, so we get down and we're watching this guy get murdered, and then I remember my buddy looks over to me and he goes, "So what are you going to watch tonight?" Right? And the whole point of my story on that was that were the kind of conversations that we'd have in prison, right? I mean, not just about murder, but like
it would just be normalized.
It was totally normalized. So when I first got out, I had to be really careful. And I didn't realize it. And I would see it on the faces of some people when I'd start. I mean, because they'd ask me, right? And I'm an open book, bro. Like if depending on what the question is, but because some stuff I wouldn't want to talk about because other people are still in prison, and there's just that stuff I can't touch on that. But I would see it on their faces, bro, and like I wouldn't even tell them like bad stuff.
Yeah,
I would just tell them some.
Well, got hurt.
Just I would tell and the look on there. So now I'm careful, especially with like family and family friends that know nothing about it. Now I just blase over it and make it sound like whatever it was, right?
Yeah, you just kind of like make it sound a little softer, keep it PG,
Well, I mean, you kind of have to because a lot of people have never and they never will experience this kind of stuff, bro. I mean, I mean, prison's a war zone, bro. Like, so I've been out. I got out July. I remember when I got out, July something of 22, right? I don't remember the exact date, but it was the month of July. I think it was like the 21st or something. I don't know. To most people, that'd be a big deal, right? To me, I was just like, dude, I don't even care. Just let me get out, right?
Yeah.
I try not to even like think about it at night and stuff. I mean, dude, it's like, it's rough, bro. And it's like the worst. I mean, it's a place of misery and despair and violence. Like that's what prison is, bro. And
is it like the movies?
So there's only one movie I've ever seen that actually got it right. And it's a movie called Shot Caller.
Oh, I haven't seen. Oh, Shot Caller. Yeah. That's
Shot
a good movie.
Caller.
That's a good movie.
With old boy from Walking Dead that plays Rick's partner.
Yeah.
That they were both cops. Remember?
Yeah, the dude that goes back to prison or whatever.
Yes,
that's a good movie.
So if you look at that movie, that guy started out. He was drunk and killed a guy, right?
He was a lawyer.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
he was like
or some shit.
Yeah, no, he was
Square.
run of the mill, your average citizen, right? And then he goes and gets his time and goes in prison, and then it shows. And actually, the way that they did it is like almost 100% correct, bro.
Yeah, the change and all that.
They showed him in the shoe. They showed him like the way that they are in the shoe. I mean, I've been to I haven't been to all the shoes. I've never been to Tehachapi shoe, but I've been to Corcoran and Pelican Bay, and that's the exact. Well, they got Folsom shoe now. That was a newer one. I've never been there, but dude, it's exactly the way it happens. And I was really impressed with that movie when I finally saw it. One of my boys actually was like, "Hey, you ever seen Shot Caller?" Because all the other prison movies, like all that, like don't drop your soul, like none of that happens, bro.
Never, not even to one guy.
No. Well, the thing is, I mean, okay, so it does. I can't say it never happens. Like it does happen, right? Like you can get. I mean, you'll hear stories about, oh, this dude, and he's a big old dude or whatever, and he rapes his cellies or whatever, right? And but like the guys that this guy will look, or I've never even met anybody like that. Like I said, all the places that I've been, like nobody would let that happen. The whites wouldn't, the Asians wouldn't, the blacks wouldn't, the Mexicans, like nobody would let that happen. Even if it was like it was some small kid or whatever, and like some big dude was trying to, like, that dude would get murdered, bro. Because that's a sex crime. Nobody likes
that shit
at all.
You think it was a thing back in the day,
bro? So is there
prison lore?
I heard that like some of that stuff was more, they were more lenient on it, like as far as the groups for each race that basically makes the laws, bro, right? That you have to follow. And it's mandatory, But back when it was, before they had changed it, there was, the dudes that were gay or whatever on that would go to prison, right?
Yeah.
And there were dudes that would be doing life, and they'd move them in as a cellie to and they'd have their thing going on, right?
Extracurricular activities.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I started going to prison, bro, that's not that was already, like, I saw a couple of those, these people on the yard, but after that, it's like, after a couple of years, it's not really, like, it wasn't accepted anymore in prison, right?
Yeah.
Like if you got caught doing it, basically, like you're going to get, you either get ostracized by your people.
Yeah.
Or depending on who you were and like what position you held in, if you were like a gang member or a part of whatever, like nobody was having that, bro. Like you're not
that's a rumor.
You're not raping anybody. You're not getting raped.
Hollywood magic.
That's all, dude, that's all nonsense. It's all.
Well, let me ask you this, dude. So you said you saw that one dude get stabbed in the yard, right? The last story you just told me. Did you actually see him get stabbed, or you just saw after?
No, I watched it.
Yeah. So how many people do you think you've seen basically get killed?
Killed 3.
3? Okay. That's a pretty decent amount.
That I've seen somebody else, another person, kill somebody else 3 times on the yard. Okay. Right. And once was in Chino in 2000. That was the first prison murder I've ever seen. And then one was in the Shoe, and one was in Kern Valley. That's a level 4 yard. And but those were just the murders that I saw.
Yeah. Right.
Now, if you just want to talk about stabbing, like, dude, so many.
Yeah.
Just
20.
Oh, bro, on the yard I was on, there was a stabbing almost every day. Crazy, I mean, but that's not like the people weren't dying.
Yeah, they lived. I get it.
Yeah.
Probably because they're stabbing with like plastic or some shit, right? I'm assuming.
No. I mean, I was stabbed 11 times by 2 dudes with 7.5 pieces of a locker metal. 7.5 inches, bro. Like I got. Damn. I mean, yeah, we can get into that later too. That was the whole thing, and that was all over, power and control of a prison yard and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
All shit that I look back on now, like
pointless.
I don't give a shit about none of that, right?
Kind of like high school, right? It's only important at that time, in that world.
Yeah, no, so much, man. And there's so many people that I've seen get hurt that have died for the stupidest shit, bro.
Yeah.
Just the dumbest stuff. And, and that's because, whoever's making the call, some people shouldn't have that power to do that, bro. I mean, look at, some people shouldn't have power to do anything, right?
Well, I don't know if you're a Democrat or Republican, but I was going to say, look at Biden, bro.
I was about to say the same thing. I didn't want to get political on your show, bro. But
I don't care. We go anywhere, bro.
Look at the dummy driving the car, bro. Yeah. He sniffs children, and half the time he doesn't know where the fuck he's at.
Oh, dude, think about this. He has that button to just shoot nukes off into some country, just because
of course there's safety protocols with the Pentagon.
That's crazy though.
But still, in prison, there's really not, dude. There's no safety protocols. You got a dude that's running a yard, and whatever he feels like doing, he says this is what's going to happen. And if a guy messes up when he should, just get verbally checked, or just whatever, he ends up getting stabbed, bro. And I've seen some shit where I wasn't running the yard, but I was there, and I'll go to the dude afterwards, be like, hey, bro, why did you have that guy stabbed? He owed this other guy $100, bro. You could have got it the rest of, because you understand that California prisons they're super segregated, right? That's how it's been. That's how it always will be. The whites run with the whites, Southern Mexicans run with Southern Mexicans, Northern Mexicans run with Northern Mexicans, blacks run with blacks, Asians, they have the other car.
Well, yeah, blacks and others, brothers and others.
And the Asians and just whatever,
Yeah.
But American Indians, they get swooped up in there, which is, I had two good friends of mine that are still in prison right now. They're lifers, and they were my neighbors for years, and I'd move and they'd move next to me. They were my boys, right?
Yeah.
And I always talk shit to them oh, the others are out today because they're American. American Indians are. They're like, no, we want our. We're not part of other. It's just I always mess with them on it.
Hey, so do you ever see different races riding with each other, on the outside? Because out here, at least here in Orange County, I've seen a lot of black people join Asian gangs, Asians join black gangs.
Yes. So So one of the things, right, and so. In prison, right? And this is what's the norm on in any occurrence that happens in there. So you have the whites and the Southern Mexicans, the Southsiders, Serenos, whatever you want to call them. They're usually allies, right? And then you got the blacks usually allied with the Norteños, the Northern Mexicans, and don't get me wrong. I've been in riots against the Mexicans, the Southsiders before, and but usually that's kind of how it is. The Southern Mexicans mess with the whites a lot, and the Northern Mexicans usually mess with the blacks. And
why is that though? That's just how it's been.
So and this goes into stories from back in the fucking 60s, bro, or 70s or whatever. I don't even know because I wasn't around. But when the Northern Mexicans and the Southern Mexicans split, because they used to all be one, they used to all just run Mexican or whatever, right? Like California Mexicans. And then they split, and then the Bulldogs from Fresno split. So now there's technically 3 different, Mexican cars or whatever groups in prison. And but you'll have all the time you'll see an SA gang, and there'll be a black dude in there, or an Asian gang, and there's
I know county too, because I've been to county, and it's
oh, okay, yeah,
county's segregated still, but I feel like it's less segregated than from stories I hear about prison. I know when I was locked up, bro, it was Asians with blacks and Indians and all that shit, you know. And then it was you had your Mexicans were split, whites were together. That's kind of how they had it,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it is in other jails. I think in LA's counties separated too. I don't think they combine the Asians and the blacks in LA.
You know what? I've never been to an LA County jail before.
You think it's worse, dude, or better?
Well,
I feel like it's worse, dude. I feel like too many people, bro.
No, dude, no, bro. LA County is way worse than Orange County. Dude, I've heard. So I have a lot of friends from San Fernando Valley, and they know who they are. And
shout out to them.
yeah. Shout out to the Valley. Shout out to Santa Clarita and different other parts of LA. And I've heard stories from them, bro. In like Orange County jail, bro. I've been jumped, 4 dudes, 5 dudes coming in, because the whites are always, I mean, we're literally the minority in there, bro. I've been on I was just telling my buddy this the other day, because he was asking me.
Who's the majority of the Mexicans?
So I was on a yard and there was 37 whites, right? There was like 500 and something Mexicans and like over 400, over almost 500 blacks. Damn. Right. And we had 34 whites, dude. So, but dude, I've heard stories out of LA that are just like ruthless, bro. And the cops, the sheriffs in LA are like some of the worst human beings in the world, bro.
Yeah. Oh, like, dude, LA is crazy with how their crime is right now. Like, they don't really fucking go after offenders right now. I don't know if you know what's going on with LA right now.
No.
Yeah, like, I don't know if the DA is just not really prosecuting, so cops aren't even arresting because of it,
Well, the thing is that, like, I've been watching the laws change. So I should still be in prison. I wasn't supposed to get out till 2027. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I had a 22-year sentence from 2007. So, well, from 2008 or whatever. But it was, but anyway, I wasn't supposed to get out till that was like when you start getting into court stuff. But I had to do 85% of my time. So like off the 22 years, it was 2027 was supposed to be my parole date. But they started changing the laws. Like they changed the law that affected me in 2021, like the beginning of or it was like the end of 2020, 2021, I don't know, somewhere around there. But like I saw the law come through. I'm like, oh shit, that's like this is going to affect me.
Hell yeah.
But then in prison, there's so many, I mean, just like out here, they got like the gossip line, right? And, someone will come and be like, oh, I heard this. And it turns out just be fucking bullshit, right? Yeah. So I started seeing all this talk, or like laws don't get passed, or, because a lot of laws that will get put up by the California, the Senate, or, the what do they call them? The states, the assembly, like laws that they pass that are state and not federal. A lot of them won't get voted in, right? Like someone will bring it up, people who are into prison reform, and like I'm totally with prison reform, bro. Like the laws are horrible. I'll get into some of the sentencing on my 22-year sentence, and when I tell you, it's gonna blow your mind. We'll get in that in a second, or I mean, whenever you want to. But
whenever you want, bro. You lead the show, bro. I'm just here for the ride, bro. Yeah.
And then the law actually changed, man. And I was like, oh shit, I'm getting out next year, dude. Like I was expecting to do another, like 6 years, dude. And then, but you get your hopes up so much in prison. There was there's some stuff that came out in like 2018, 19 that should have affected me, but they changed some stuff at the end where it ended up not. And it basically encompassed like this many felonies, and they cut it down to this, right? Yeah. And mine got the felonies that I committed were kicked out because they were violent. They weren't doing violent felonies, bro. Your murders and attempted murders and your carjackings and your assaults and like that stuff. It was the other felonies that they backed up off of on sentencing and stuff. And so like I didn't really think it was gonna happen. And then, when it did, I was like, oh dude, like this is actually changing. And it's like, dude, so I'll tell you my case, and it'll show an example of how bad sentencing is. So on my last sentence, it was for basically what they call a residential burglary, right? What had happened is somebody stole something from my boy, right? And it was like one of my friends that were just like your average dude, right? He wasn't active, he wasn't, whatever. But he was a friend of mine, good friend. And someone took a bunch of stuff from him, and he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let it go. And back then, like, still now, like I gotta, like, I'm super loyal to my friends and family, right? Yeah. And in my mind, like, it just didn't sit right.
Couldn't let it go.
No, I couldn't let it go. And I was with my kid's mom. I had a fresh baby, dude. My son Mason was only, I think it was 9-10 months. He wasn't even a year yet, bro. And yeah, no, I spent, my son's 17. He'll be turning 18 in July. I spent his whole life in prison, bro. Crazy. And, but it just, it didn't sit right in my head. It was one of those things like, yeah, you're not going to take my boy shit. Yeah. If he's not going to do nothing about it, then I will. So, when I ended up going to court for it, right, it was 4 years, 8 months for the actual crime.
So how much did you steal for it to be that much time?
No, it wasn't what was taken. And that's the thing. It's like, that's like what you steal and how much, comes on the back end, right? But mine was the residential burglary itself. Like, once I walk into your door and I'm not welcome, that's an automatic residential burglary, bro. Like, it doesn't matter if I take a toothpick or a safe full of $1 billion. Like, it doesn't matter. It's a residential burglary, comes with time. And then all that comes with, when you go to court, they
add more stuff to it.
Yeah. Well, they make you pay, like, say,
restitution and all that.
Yeah. Say it was like $10,000 of stuff. That's when that comes in. Gotcha. But it just, the minute you walk to the door, it's what it is.
So I'm assuming the guy was home. He just, like, went in there, right?
Yeah. So, no, nobody was home. I waited till the guy wasn't home because I wasn't trying to do that. Right. Like, I was trying to just get in and out and just get his stuff and,
catch a lick.
Yeah. Just, and it wasn't even for me. I was going to, it was all for my boy. Like, I wasn't, I was like, you're going to get my dude. I'm going to get you back. Right. So when I got caught for it, it was 4 years, 8 months for the crime. Then they gave me 2 5-year enhancements, right? They're, what are they? 4 or 5? No. I forget what the penal codes on them are, but, it's a law that if you have committed a crime in the past, and I was already a striker, I had like 6 strikes for my first term, and like the 3 strikes law. Yeah. But 4 of the strikes got struck, and so I had 2. So I got a 5-year enhancement for each strike that I already had for my first term. So the crime that I committed was 4 years, 8 months. And then they gave me 10 years, bro. Yeah. 10 years for a crime that I committed 7 years ago at the time.
Yeah.
That's wild. And then they added on enhancements for prison priors, for being a gang member, for the gun, for, just a bunch of stuff. Right. And, dude, when I went in, the DA at the time, that was, his name was Middleton. He was a real piece of shit. He only handled cases for white gangs. Mm-hmm. Right. And there was 3 big white gangs at the time, that he was after. And I was part of one of them. And so,
what was the gang name? Do you want to get into that? Or?
No.
All right.
No, that's, no.
Classified.
Well, no, it's not just that. But
what else classified for the pod?
Yeah, no. For sure, bro. And it's, there's still, there's still dudes that are my good friends that, that are still active in part of it or whatever. And, it's not something I want to put out there. Right.
Yeah, you're good.
But so I had a DA at first, and then the next time I was in court, this guy came in and he was trying to give me 36 to life, bro. 36 years to life. And I was looking at him like,
for a burglary? How much did you take though?
I was like, no. I took a 22-year sentence, bro.
Yeah, but how much? I understand that the burglary is a burglary. But how much? If you only took let's say $5,000 worth of stuff, 36 years,
that's not, like I said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what was taken.
Mandatory minimum, right?
Dude, it's because of who I was and what I was involved in, and like.
Not that life, baby. Those are consequences.
No, yeah, I mean that's it's the business, bro. And but like I remember what he said that, and I looked, I was like I looked over at my lawyer, like yo, did this dude just say like 36 years to life? Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I mean, if that's gonna be the case, like I got a list of people I'd love to go smoke. Like let me go smoke these people, and then I'll come back and take it. Like, don't.
Fourth grade teachers first. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
I'm just joking, bro.
But yeah, no. But and of course I jest about having a list of people that I want to smoke. I want, but 36 years for this crime. And it's, dude,
that's crazy.
The laws that they have in place are so bonkers, bro, and they're so unfair. And I have so many friends that have just got enhancements stacked. Dude, I got a bro that's doing like 900 years, bro.
What?
Like he literally has
900. Why,
dude? And that's on top of like a 25 to life, and then it's like another LWOP on top of that, and then like 900 years. I mean, like the fucking.
What was his crime, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a couple. Well, it was murders, right?
Kind of.
And but it wasn't. But it was like gang on gang murder. It wasn't. He wasn't like shooting up a school or like the shit that people do nowadays, where like that weird ass shit, just randomly killing people. It was, I mean, just like. Dudes in the army were going to fight another country. I mean, that's basically what all these gangs are, right? They're fighting each other. So, I mean, that's what it was. They weren't killing kids or killing moms I mean, there was,
other gang members and stuff.
He was with the function, bro. And he was one of his gang's hitters, and that's what he did, dude. But yeah, he got broke off, dude. And I remember talking to him about it, and I was like, bro, like, that's the stupidest, and you'll find that all the time, dude. It's like, how many years you got, bro? He's like, I got like 275 years.
Oh, damn.
And you go,
sick.
What?
Might as well just give him life at that point. Like, why don't they just give him life?
Well,
is there like laws against that or something? Or what?
That was supposed to be what the LWOP sentencing was for, right? The LWOP, life without parole. Yeah, right. Because they've always had, like back in the day, they've had like 5 to lives, 7 to lives, 15 to life, and they don't really do those anymore. Now it's all like 25 to life or up. But that's if you serve 25 years, you're eligible for parole all the way up until you die. That's why they say it's 25 to life, right? So you serve, or 15 to life, 7 to life, whatever the initial to life is, you have to serve that. And yes, sir. You have to serve that, and then you're eligible for parole. But most people, they don't, like, it's like another 7, 8, 10 years, bro. Like they'll go in and everybody always gets, I never saw anybody get granted parole on their first parole board meeting. Even dudes that have done 25 to life, they've served their 25 years, they'll go to parole, they'll come back. I mean, they already know.
Yeah.
They already know that they're not going to.
Yeah. Well,
they're not going to get out.
How much of your behavior, like, has a
total
bearing on that?
No. Oh, dude, it's absolutely up to you.
Yeah.
Is
it possible to, let's say, get like a 25 to life sentence and then go in there and not be part of the life and just do your first 25 years, be the best person you can be? Is that possible? Or once you go in there for a part of the gang, you're going to be doing some shit in there unless you get PC'd?
Well, the thing with that is, right? So, like, each race basically protects their own, right? Whether or not you're an active gang member or not. Like, there was white dudes in there that, like, they'd come in and kind of like that movie that we talked about, Shot Caller, right? Where it's like, dude was just a lawyer or whatever. There's dudes that come in and it's like their 5th drunk drivings or whatever, right? And like, this dude's he's not a gangster. He's not I mean, whatever you want to label it, right? Like, he's not going to pick up a knife and go put in some work, or like, but still, like, the whites aren't going to let anybody mess with that dude because he's ours. You protect your own, but not everybody has to put in work. But if you're so yes, you can go in and you can just be like, hey, look, guys, I'm not a gang member. I got busted for this, like, whatever. I want to go to call. I mean, they have all sorts of, depending on what prison you go to, they have all sorts of vocational classes you can go to, welding and just, I mean, there's
but what if you were part of the gang life when you went to prison, but you decided like, I don't want to be part of it anymore?
So that's a whole nother thing. All right. Depending on the gang, depending on who you are, I mean, you know, like there's always been the mantra, especially for the SA gangs. Like, I mean, they made a movie about it, right? Blood in, blood out, right? Like you got to shed blood to get in. And if you want to get out, you got to shed your own. I mean, that's basically what it is. Right. And yes, with, you know, once you're in gangs, you know, a lot of times you can't get out of them, without, you know,
so work needs to be done.
Right. And, but you know,
it's not like American
like I said,
history,
well, I mean, yeah, I was sorry for the pause. I was thinking about how I wanted to phrase it. Right. Because, you know, I got to watch out what I say too, but,
no, you're good, bro.
But, yeah, no. Me personally, so right after I got stabbed, right. And, so I got stabbed 11 times. I got hit in the neck.
Yeah. What's up with that? So you said that they wanted to take your spot, right? You kind of briefly mentioned it.
So yeah, I was whatever the fucking term, the shot caller or whatever. I was running the yard for the whites on the yard we were on. And, I had just come from Cork and Shoe, and, I was told to do it by the people who told me to do it. And, I was there doing my thing, and somebody came from another yard, and basically it was just, he made a move and got two people to move on me, bro. Right. And my problem was, because I'm usually always aware, right? Like you have to be like, I learned young when I first, or not young, but early on, like, I mean, you should have situational awareness anyway, like always, but there's so many people that walk around the world that are just oblivious to what happens. Right. You know, and that's how you get caught slipping. Right. I mean, that's literally how you get caught slipping, bro. So my problem is I had gotten comfortable in my position. Right. And this happens when you have positions of power and stuff, because you're like, nobody's going to do nothing, bro, because of who you are and the backing you have, or just, I mean, whatever the situation is. Right. And that's the position I found myself in. You know, I was the fucking name carried more weight than, you know, whatever, you know, I mean, I was still who I was, and I'd done, you know, like people knew me where I went, just like, you know, it happens when you spend that much time in prison, but still it was the cloak, the encompassing cloak of what I was involved in. That was so, but it gave me this sense of like, you know, like not untouchable, because
false sense of security almost.
Yes, because no one's untouchable, but my problem was I just got lax, and you know, everybody makes mistakes, bro. And it was one that cost me my life. I mean, I almost did, you know, I was dead for like 5 minutes. I found out years later, but yeah, no, it was one that almost got me killed, man. And it's one I'll never make again. But
ever.
But yeah, I just got like, it was one of those things where yeah, no one's gonna make a move on me because of, you know, and I had a little crew there. I mean, just whatever, right?
So he wanted to take your spot and be the next shot caller or something, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Is that how it works? If you take the guy out, you get the spot? Or?
No. But this guy wasn't this, and I'm not going to say his name either. But this guy wasn't just your average prisoner. He was somebody too.
Yeah.
But he was from a whole different side of this spectrum than I was. Right.
Got you. And, that makes a little more sense now.
Yeah. So yeah, no. If anybody like, so what he ended up doing was, because people knew who he was, of all the whites on the yard, most of them I was super cool with. There was a small group that didn't like me because of the gang I was from, and just some of the way that I handled stuff. Because like, dude, and I mean, like, I'm a nice guy, bro. Violence is always my last. I don't even like violence, bro, because it takes energy. Yeah. Like it takes, like, I'm not, bro, like I'd rather spend my energy in the gym or surfing or like something than hurting another human being. Right. But you know, circumstances calls for, you know, extreme measures sometimes. So violence has always been my last thing. Like I mean, violence is easy to do. Violence is easy to do, bro. An 80-year-old lady can pick up a strap and I mean, it's violence is super easy. It's taking a different path to try and that's the kind of guy I always was, right? Like they'd be like, hey, let's stab this dude. And I'll be like, what for? Like, why are we going to stab this poor guy? Because he owes $100 for some for a dope debt, or I mean, whatever the stupid ass reasons that I saw. Countless people
has to fit the crime.
Countless people get butchered for, bro.
You're a just man.
I mean, it's just like that shit's stupid, bro. Like, now, don't get me wrong. There are people that deserve violence, bro. There are people that deserve violence. The fucking rapists and the child molesters and all those fucking scumbags, dude. Like, they deserve like the worst violence, bro. And that always happened to them, and especially in prison. But so, yeah, this dude wasn't just your average prisoner, and he was somebody, and we had we didn't really like each other. I didn't like the way that he operated, and he didn't like the way I operated. Right, we were two different people. I thought he was a fucking prick, and he was like a narcissist dude. He was dude. He's like one of those. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to get into that, but I didn't like his get down, right? And so he had a conversation with me when he first got there, and he was like, yeah, I just came from here, and this dude told me to do this, and I was like, okay, well, that's like, I don't really care about none of that, because this is what's happening, this is what's doing. So that's, I mean, there's more into it, but that's the basis of the conversation, right? He said he wanted to do this, I told him no.
And you were above him, or you just?
Well, I mean, he wasn't part of my gang.
Oh, gosh, so you? Yeah,
no, he wasn't. If he was, that wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah,
I would have been like, "What's up, bro? You and me are gonna do this together."
Gotcha,
right?
Gotcha.
Like, it would have been an issue. He was from just a whole different.
So, is there one guy that oversees all the whites, or how's that go? Like, you got like a master guy or whatever?
Yeah, all the races do, and it's not just one guy. It's a.
But he could tell both of you, like, both of you shut the fuck up. None of one's doing whatever I want.
Well, the thing is just for instance, let's say the people that run it for the whites from everywhere, right? Most of those guys are in the shoe. Just recently, well, not recently, a couple years now. I think 5 years, 6 years, shit, I don't know. They started letting them back out from the shoe onto the yard, right? And I'm not going to say the names of these guys or their organization or anything like that, but I mean, everybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about, right? But no, it's a council, right? And it's their whole gang. But even in their hierarchy, there's people, yeah, and so there's like, this guy is responsible for these prisons, and this guy's responsible for these prisons. And a lot of the times they don't talk, because this guy's in Corcoran shoe and this guy's in Pelican Bay shoe. And don't get me wrong, they have ways of communicating, obviously, but it's not like I can pick up my phone and be like, yo, Mo, what's the plan? Yeah, like this is what's happening.
Yeah,
they get a visit and send a one time out, and
it happens.
They write, and they get, so it's like a month and a half process to get word. Well, I mean, depending on, that's how it used to go. Now it's way easier, but yeah. So one guy had told him to do this, and another guy a year before, when I had left Corcoran shoe, had told me to do this, had told me to do it. And so he pulled up, and that's when I told him, I was like, man, that's the big homie, but like, he didn't tell me anything. And I didn't get any word. And the big homie over here told me to do this. So that's what, until I hear different, I'm not, it's not happening. And so he took it upon himself. There was a group of a small group of whites that, like, just like I was saying, they didn't
like the way you handled it.
Yeah. They just didn't like me. And so he got a couple of them, and they caught me slipping, bro. And, yeah, dude, so I was never a fighter as a kid, right? Like, I never had to. I was never until like high school, and then a couple fights, and then, I mean, but nothing big though, right? Like no, like, crazy fights. And then But once I got into county jail, I started getting, because, you have all the essays in there, and the essays love to beat up a white dude. So like, that happened all the time. And so like, I got good enough
experience.
I got enough experience. Yeah, dude, once you get punched in the face, like so many times, and like,
yeah, I got this.
You start like, okay, I need to start, brushing up on my skills or learning skills or just whatever.
Yeah.
And you know how that goes with, what you do. So,
yeah.
So
you get tested, man.
Yeah. I mean, you get tested, right? So like, I was never really worried. Right. But they caught me slipping though. And, man, the dude, so
11 times. That's crazy, bro.
So yeah,
I probably did not feel good, dude.
Well, dude, so the knives were like I said, 7.5 inches, and they were made out of the lockers that are in the cells.
So how do they sharpen them though? Like, so do they have tools or what?
So like, you can cut through that metal. It's just like your run of the mill fucking metal, right? That they use for shelving or for whatever, right? I really don't even know what type of metal it is. It's like you'd have for a metal shelf, but it's, running that thick. It's the shelves that are in our cell. But like, dude, anything will cut through it, bro. You can razor blade, fingernail clippers, fucking
ingenuity,
sharpened up binder clips. I mean, it takes a long time, but you just
little by little,
you trace out the shape you want, and then you get your sharpen. You just run it and run a line and run a line and run a line. 3 hours later, 4 hours later, it's off.
Yeah, we're only 3 to 4 hours. That's not that long. I thought it would take days for some reason.
You switch off with your celly and
gosh, it's a team effort.
Yeah. I mean,
we gotta get shit done.
It goes fast, right?
What are we, savages? Come on.
and then you can just sharpen on the concrete, bro.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
You fucking cut a line of sheep or sheet, or you can braid your own rope or whatever you want for the handle, right? Depending on what you want. If you want to loop on it for your wrist, I mean, like whatever you want. And yeah, dude, I was in the whites area. And I was at the pull-up bars, man, and this dude, so on the 180 yard, you can't go to the bathroom by yourself, right? Because you have the spots for all the races like lined up on this side of the track, and the bathroom's over there, and so you can't go over there by it's a rule that we had. You bring a couple people with you, so when you're sitting there going to the bathroom or whatever, someone doesn't come up behind you and cut your throat or do whatever, right? And so this dude who was friends with this other dude that made this move, he walked up and I had my two boys with me, right? And they were my little homies, and they went, we went everywhere. They were my workout partners, and they were like my boys, And he came over and he asked them if he was like, hey, you guys want me to the bathroom, right? And I saw it, and like I heard it, and like they looked at me. I was like, yeah, go ahead. And I'm watching them walk across the yard. I mean, because it's not out of ordinary. But then I was like, man, he has his two homies behind me working out, because they were doing burpees behind me, right? And I was on pull-up bars, and then like the second I had that thought, it clicked, and I was like, oh shit! And I pulled my hands down to turn around, and they had already moved on me, right? And the first one, there's like a T scar right here in the tattoos. It's like right here somewhere. He just buried this knife in my neck, bro. And dude, it was, and anyway, so I pulled off it, and just blood went everywhere. And the second dude was trying to stab me in the head, and I got a light scar on my head right here. And because I was pulling off this knife, he didn't get to, I mean, I don't know if he was trying to run through my skull. Like, I don't know what he's trying, it could have, I don't know what he's trying to do, but he was trying to stab me in the head, because it ripped open. So now I got blood running down my face, bro. And so I turn around, and now I'm just like, I'm not even trying to fight these dudes.
Yeah, now you're trying to survive.
Dude, I'm just trying not to get stabbed anymore, bro. Because I'm already, blood's like pour, dude. It was like, this shit looked like the movies, bro. Yeah. Like, and most of that shit does that I've seen, like, but I had just never had experience to myself. So it was like really fucking weird. And so I had blood pouring down, and I didn't panic. I was just moving backwards, and I was like, all right, just don't die, bro. That's all you have to do is just don't die. So I was doing good, and then I hit a gopher hole, because I'm backing up through the fields, right? And they're potted with holes and shit. And my heel hit a gopher hole, and I fell. And as I was falling, I was like, oh, dude, I'm dead, right? Because like I got these two dudes that are going to be on me. It's over. I'm dead, right? And So like once I hit my back, like I spread my arms out and pulled my legs up, and I was trying to kick them off me, like just hold them back. And they were like coming up, and then the tower started shooting, right? Like the tower saved me, bro. Like I would have been toast. And I already been stabbed a bunch of times. Like I was trying to fight them both off, but it was still getting through. It was still getting in. I got stabbed in my arm and my hand all over the place. But I got 5 across here, and then one in the tried it, but it bounced off my bone, my chest plate or whatever. And came out like over here, but there was right by my heart, lucky. But and so I'm laying there like bleeding, bro, and just like I can just feel, it's weird. Like you can feel I lost so much blood, bro. Like you could feel your body just like
dying,
just like shutting down, dude. I mean, it wasn't like, but it was just I was laying there going like, dude,
don't go towards the light. Did you see a light, bro, or what?
No,
was it like that?
No. It was I was awake. And then I remember they shooting, everybody got down. Then the ambulance came on the yard to fucking get me. And I remember this one of these cops that I knew because I'd been there a long time. I remember him grabbing him by the shirt because he was telling me like he was like, Coleman, hey, stay with me, man, stay with me. Hey, stay. I mean, they most of those cops in there are like the COs that work in prison. I mean, you have your ones that are fucking complete corrupt assholes. And I've seen cops, I've seen California COs walk in and basically tell another inmate to kill this inmate, like Colin hits it. Like bro.
That's
bro.
It's like in the movies.
Bro, yes, that shit's real. But the majority of the correctional officers, right? I mean, they become hard people because it's a hard place to work.
It's a hard job. Yeah.
It's a hard job. You have to become an asshole to work there because you're working with assholes.
Yeah, I was about to
Everybody
say
in prison is a fucking asshole, bro. They're all professional. They're all professional manipulators, bro. They're criminals, bro. They lie, they cheat, they whatever, right? And so, the COs have to be on the same level as the prisoners, or they get eaten. But my whole point to that is most of these COs are like cool people, right?
Yeah,
and
for the most part,
once they get, they're just normal people working a job. Like I said, there's a majority, or not a majority, but there's a minority that are fucking horrible human beings. But anyway, the one that was helping me up, that was talking to me, was one that I'd known for a long time, and he's actually from San Diego, and we had surfing in common. So I'd talk to him all the time about. He'd tell me he'd go down to San Diego, and he'd be like, "Oh, dude, the waves were cracking this weekend." He'd always come tell me and stuff, right? And so he was the one. I remember grabbing him by the shirt, and I was like, "Dude, do not let me die in prison." Like I remember I was laying there thinking that, going like, "Fuck, dude." And I looked down, and it was a mess, bro. Like I could feel like inside. Like it was like not just the puncturing of the body, but like my organs inside. Like I could feel like shit was wrong, right? And you get that feeling, and I was like, dude, like fuck, dude, I'm in trouble. and then I don't remember anything, right? I don't remember anything after that. And I woke up later in the hospital, and they had I got this scar running, like it's like from here to here, bro. And they opened me up and took out like 1.5 feet of my small intestine because it got chewed up, and I got sepsis, and I was in the hospital for 48 days. And it was fucking, dude, it was
makes me feel queasy just hearing it, bro.
Yeah, no, it was, bro. Dude, I'm lucky to be alive. The doctors told me that, like, they patched up all my other stab wounds, right? They patched up all my stab wounds. And now I had come to, but I wasn't, like, I was out of it, bro. Like I didn't really know, but they were going to send me back to the prison, right? They just patched me up. And then this nurse, not even a doctor, bro, a nurse goes, "Hey, let's do an ultrasound on him just in case before we send him back."
Yeah. And
if they didn't, bro, I would have died in my cell because my small intestines were chewed up, and your intestines is your digestive tract. So that's all the crap from the food you eat. So all that's spreading throughout my body, bro. All the stuff that's not supposed to be in your blood, right? Your stuff you
deep inside you.
Well, that stuff
It's
you
absorbed
get.
by nutrients. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about like you're like the shit. The stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's your digestive tract. So that's and then that all starts spreading in your body and getting in your blood.
So like,
and that's how I got sepsis, bro. And so like I would have died if I went back to the cell. And so if I went back to the prison to my cell. So they ultrasound me and the doctor's like, oh my God, like, we got to get this guy in surgery now. And so I woke up and I'm cut open, bro, missing 1.5 feet of my small, or however much, I forget what, but it was like a little under, it was like.
How's the recovery time on that?
So
not that fun, huh?
No, dude, no, it was horrible, bro. I couldn't move basically for 48, 50 days, dude. And then I got transferred to the prison hospital, and I stayed in there another like month. Like they wouldn't let me go back to the yard just because like I couldn't, like they're like, dude, you can't defend yourself, or you can't even walk. Yeah. Because like you don't realize how much. I mean, you know how much your core is important for your body, right? Like it's called a core for a reason, right? That's like the main. Everything you do, you're using these muscles, and you don't know it. You don't know how much you use those till you get them cut them half, till they all get cut in half, bro. And the recovery time on that was brutal, dude.
So so you get stabbed, right? So what happens to the guys that stabbed you? You guys go to war or what?
So the guy that made the call, nothing happened to him because of who he was, right?
Oh, that sucks hard.
One of the dudes who did it is dead, and the other dude, it was like a couple years before somebody got him, but he didn't get killed. He got stabbed, but it was yeah.
Yeah. So the guy that called it though, nothing happened to him. That's crazy. Yeah. So do you still know him today or no? Or you just
no.
You know what's up? What happened to him?
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I know. I mean, I know where he's at. But I don't even care about it anymore, bro. You know, like I don't, like if he walked in this, I mean, like it was over such dumb I mean, like that's a hard decision to have to make, right? Like say the guy walked in the room right now. Well, this guy tried to have me killed, bro.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's tough, bro.
Like
just be there.
This guy tried to take my win, bro. And he didn't do it himself. Yeah. He tried to get other people to do it. So like that's something like as a man, you know, you're like, okay, we're gonna see what's up. But then like the other side of it is,
I want to go back to prison.
Oh, bro, no, I'm terrified of prison, dude. Yeah. Like, dude, I wake up sometimes at night. Like I don't really dream anymore that much. But I'll wake up sometimes, like, and pop up in bed, like sweating because I had a prison dream, right? Yeah. Like a dream about whatever, and like I'll wake up and like the first 2 seconds, like I'll think somehow I'm back in prison, and it's like one of the most, and and then I open my eyes and see my room, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. But no, that's the biggest. Yeah, dude, bro.
It's like PTSD, but for prison, dude. Prison PTSD.
Bro, for real, dude. And that's why I'm so careful with what I do. That's why every day I go to work, I go to the gym, I eat, go home, go to sleep, dude. Yeah. I do that 5-6 days a week, depending if I work 5 days or 6 days a week, bro.
You're trying to be a good man, dude.
And yeah. Dude, place is so horrifying, bro.
Yeah. I don't know how prison is, but I went to Maine, dude, and that shit was fucking dirty, bro.
Oh, dude.
It's so dirty. I had snake bites at the time, dude. They were already healed, but I had to take out the piercings. Dude, they got infected just from how dirty the area is, dude. Because I just wasn't cleaning it. Because I probably could have scrubbed it every night or whatever, but I just clean it when I clean my body. Same way,
Yeah, we take a shower.
On the outside, yeah.
Wash your face, yeah.
Yeah, so that shit got infected like my first month there, and I was like, oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, no, that place is horrible, bro. So like I heard, I haven't been in Orange County jail since 2007 on my last case. So it's been years for me, right? But that fucking dude, last time, dude, that place is so horrible, bro. And like dude, the sheriffs there, you want to talk about fucked up cops. I mean, it's nothing like LA, but the Orange County sheriffs, they're a bunch of fucking assholes too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, you know, you want to like, if you have a conversation about people and you're like, or like with your friends, right? And you talk about cops, like who's a cop now? And you're like, okay, these are the fucking dudes that got picked on in high school, or, you know, or
criteria,
yes. Right. And I'm not saying all cops are like that, because I know a lot of, dude, I know a lot of military dudes that become cops afterwards. So I'm not saying that as a blanket statement about police officers.
But just the average.
My dad's best friend was a lieutenant for, he was a helicopter pilot for Newport Beach.
Oh yeah. That sounds tight.
And for like 40 years, bro. And he was, you know, I mean, he's my uncle, right? And that dude got me out of some jams, bro.
Yeah.
He pulled rank a couple times, got me out of some jams, and then I remember he told me I'm never going to do it again, and he didn't. But that's because I was starting to really be an asshole as a kid, right?
You've joined that gang, bro. I mean, imagine how that must have been for your family, bro. Like your mom, your parents, dude, your uncles and shit, you know?
Oh well, they didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And a lot of my bros that I'm still friends with too right now, that I went through high school with and grew up with. Yeah. And they're all, you know, most of them are married and have kids and you know, are doing the regular family thing. Right. Yeah. And, you know, they didn't understand it either of like, they say the same thing. They're like, bro, you grew up in Irvine. Like, what the fuck?
I know when you're telling me your story, I was like, I didn't even know you grew up in Irvine. I was like, dude, right? They don't even got liquor stores, my boy.
No, I do. I know, right?
No, that happens though. Life's crazy though. That's the beauty about life, bro, is you think you know things and then something comes around and you're just like, damn, you know, didn't think about that, you know? But yeah, I don't know, man.
So random, bro.
Yeah. So you got a kid now, dude. Like, I mean, how's your kid doing? Is he like infatuated with that gang life? Like, how much do you think you rubbed off on him?
No. So my kid's awesome, right? And like, that's a super touchy subject with me because of his mom and his stepdad, and I don't have a good relationship with either of them. And he's, you know, actually he's, well, I'm not going to put his business out there, but, no, my kid's awesome, dude. And when I got out, like, he was biting at the bit to see me. But the problem is that, when I went to prison, my kid's mom sent me divorce papers and child custody. Right. Uh-huh. And so I had already taken my time. So I was already sent up, and I was at a reception center. I was in Wasco. Right. You go to reception center first, and then a counselor decides what prison to send you, depending on your crimes and the levels I talked about earlier, 1, 2, 3, or 4. You know, it depends on what prison you go to, right? California, and so I got these papers, and then I couldn't go back to child custody court because, like, California, like, really doesn't care about that. If you have a court case for like a felony or something like that, they'll send you back fast because, you know, they want you to get more time, which is how they are. Yeah. Child custody, family court, like, it was sprung on me the way she did it. Like, I didn't know it was coming, right? My parents didn't know, like nobody knew, right? Well, their side did, but they didn't tell me. So I didn't have a chance to ever get back. And then by the time, like, I'd put the paperwork into my counselors to get me sent back there, the court case was over. Yeah. So I had all my rights taken away. And she ended up marrying some other dude, and you know, and they have custody. Yeah. So and like I said, his stepdad, we don't.
Is her new man? Was he part of the life too, or is he just a regular person?
I mean, technically he was. I mean, by name, I'm not, and I'm not going to badmouth him either, bro. But yes, technically the dude was part of that a long time ago, but he had moved. Yeah, he's not anymore, not even close. And we don't see eye to eye, bro. And so, like, until my kid turns 18, I barely get to see him, bro. So when I first got out, I was seeing him all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And I made the mistake of so his mom and his stepdad aren't together anymore. They got divorced like 4 years into their marriage, bro, and they separated. But they have besides my son, them two have two kids. So my problem is when I got out, like me and that dude had never gotten along, but he was in such a war with the mom that like he was like, okay, like I'll let my kid or he'll let Mason come see me. So Mason was coming over, my son was coming over.
Wait, so your stepdad had say if you saw him? I mean, his stepdad had say. They're not even stepdad anymore because they're split, right? So his mom's
dude, and that's the thing.
Oh, because he's got the rights, though. I get it, though. But legally, right? He has parental rights.
He has the custody.
That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up.
And when he split with my son's mom, he took her kids too. Oh. So he has their two kids and he has ours. And when I heard about this, I'm like, yo, hold up. That's not even his kid, dude. Like, that's mine and hers kid. And like, when I got out, I got at her like, dude, what the fuck? And then there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know, but I made the mistake of rekindling or wherever you want to say, bro, right? With the mom. And that went on for a while, but that pissed him off. So like he stopped letting Mason see me, bro. And there was a bunch of others, but it was, dude. So I really haven't seen my kid in months, dude, but he turns 18 in July. Uh-huh. So, I mean, how's your relationship with your son? Do you guys talk and stuff?
Yeah, no. You guys get along, you know?
Yeah, no, my son loves me, bro.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got out and he came over and like, it was, it was like no time, like nothing. Like, I mean, and you got to remember he was 9 months old the last time I saw him. He wasn't talking. He was, whatever. He was a baby. And they kept him from me my whole time in prison. Like,
wild.
My mom and dad, I would write letters or they would have my son when he came over, write a card or whatever. But like, I didn't hear my son's voice till I think 2016 or 17 was the first time that I got to talk to him on the phone.
Yeah.
Right. So we're talking 10 years, bro, that I didn't get to hear my son's voice. And, so, but when I saw him for the first time, man, it was like nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, no, we have, and my kid looks like he got all my traits.
Yeah.
He looks just like I did when I was fucking his age. Right. And, yeah, no, my kid's awesome, man. He's a good kid. But the problem is that he has my traits, and I'm like a professional bad decision maker, right? Like you could literally like, hey bro, you have two decisions. This is the one you should do, and this is the one you shouldn't do. And I'll be like, tell me more about this one because that one looks a lot more fun, right?
But
yeah, like that's been my entire life. I'm like professional bad decision maker. But my whole thing, and that's like my last 2 years in prison, right? And I've been able to do stuff just because of all the time that I had, right? Because of all the free time I had, right? I mean, you can only read and work out for so long, during a day. And, we have days that goes 23-hour lockdowns and where we come out an hour, I mean, just all the time. So you just have time to yourself. So especially after I got stabbed and I decided that, you know what, dude, I'm not a lifer. I'm going to leave this behind. I talked to some of the other dudes in my gang and I told them, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And they're like, all right, whatever. I mean, they're, they knew who I was and what I did. They're like, cool. You want to you want to get out and like be good, then do that. Just don't get out and start doing the same stuff. Right. They're like, if you're going to leave, then leave, bro. Like, we still got, whatever, but just leave. So, I mean, and that's what I did. And I still talk to, I mean, I don't hang out with any of them. And that's not because I can't, or that's not my scene anymore. Right. But these are still dudes that I did a lot of stuff with. So, I still, like, I'll see them they'll hit me up on, they'll text me or hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, like whatever. And, but it's more like, hey bro, how you doing, dude? Like, I heard you doing good out. Like, it's more supportive stuff, right? Like not anything that has to do with
the culture.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you're doing good. Like it's all, they're happy that I'm not doing life in prison and that I'm one of the dudes that are making it. Right. And so, once that happened, I had like the last couple years, and I wasn't able to do this until I matured mentally. Right. And this is a hard thing to do, especially like if you're really a prideful guy. Like I take pride in myself and how I look and what I do. And, I always try to keep, that's just because of who I am. Right. And so, I started looking at myself. Right. And that's like a really hard thing to do, to start checking out your faults, like to be honest with yourself, bro. And not, bro. It's not your boys. It's not whoever. It's so you can't lie to yourself, dude, ever. And so when I started doing that, I was like, oh dude, I got like, there's some shit I need to change. And it was a very gradual thing, but I ended up, basically putting all my faults on this side and all my strengths on this side and saying, all right, what can I use here to back me up on my faults. Right. And so like I started working on that and I started changing the way I thought. I started changing. And like I said, this wasn't an overnight thing, bro, because I had indoctrined way of thinking, bro, of that just the whole prison gang style fucking way of handling business, period. And that's still even now, dude, like I'll see something and I'll be like, okay, I know how I'm going to handle this. And, oh, wait, hold on. We're not going to do that. We're going to we're going to take a different route. But I took a long time, bro. And I really took like an inward look of like who I was and like, who did I want to be? And did I want to do this for the rest of my life? And what do I want to do when I get out? And like, are you just going to be some fucking scumbag fucking gang member? And I'm not saying that don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that gang members are scumbags at all.
Just for you. I
don't want to I don't want to walk out and get stitched up like, hey bro,
but for you, it wasn't the life you wanted anymore.
Well,
you know what I mean?
No. And it's, you get to a certain age and that's not like, you just don't care when you're 19 and your 20s and, whatever. Oh, I guess it depends on who you are. Cause I've seen some old ass gang members, bro. I've seen dudes in their like 50s and 60s that are still gang banging, bro. Like they got the mustache and they're like, what up? They're gang banging, bro. And but that's to each their own, bro. I just got to a point in my life that that
I was not your own anymore.
Well, dude, I had a son. I had a responsibility, and this is the problem. And this is where I kind of messed out when I first got out too, which actually is what destroyed the relationship that I started rekindling with my son's mom. Is I've never been a parent, bro. I'm basically a fucking child in a man's body. Like, I'm like, you're like, hey bro, you want to go light a skateboard on fire and jump a ramp? I'll be like, yeah, that sounds fucking awesome. Not realizing that, we'll probably either catch ourselves on fire or hurt ourselves. But that's, so I started going, okay, it's not just me anymore, right? Like I have to actually set an example for my son. And that was a big part of me starting to change the way I think too. Like that was the whole, it's not just me. It's like, because I know this little dude's going to look up to me. Who doesn't look up to there are some, depending on, but
you want your son to look up to you.
Yes. A son and a father bond is so bitching, bro. And it's, and I had already missed so much of it that like, it's something that I don't want to miss any more out on, you know? So like I said, that was a big part of the reason that I started changing my life. And then I got, and then I started really getting into like, basically, you know, better decisions for like a cleaner living, you know, like with, I mean, we talked before and I was a drug user, right? Yeah. And I used drugs for years, all of them. I used them all. Just
even the bad ones.
Yeah, no, all of them, bro, except crack. I tried crack once. It wasn't for me, bro.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, used them all. And it's just like, I just so now me, how I am now, I'm trying to be a better example for my son. And that's why I'm big into like mental health now. And, you know, like I told you before, I'm in the gym every day, bro. And it's just, that seems when you have your mind on like a cleaner, more healthier lifestyle, your life seems to get better, and it's weird. And don't get me wrong, I like to
I wish I thought of this sooner,
right? And dude, it's such a simple concept, right? But for some reason, you have to like get older and more mature for it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Because as you know, as a kid in your 20s, and I mean, I got my fucking nephew Will. Shout out to Willie. He's 14 and all his boys and I see them and they just, you know, they don't give a fuck about nothing because they're, you know,
they're at that age.
Yeah,
that was you when you were 14.
No, for sure. And but I talk to him all the time, man, and this is another problem that I've been facing too, is I try not to glorify anything that happened in prison.
Yeah.
Because I made that mistake. I mean, I wasn't doing it on purpose, but like, you know, I don't, if you ask me something, I'm going to tell you. And that's why like people ask me about prison. I'm like, well, are you sure you want to know? Cause I'll tell you, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And so I saw myself like just telling stories about stuff, and like some of these stories are, you know, they're kind of badass, right? Like fuck, you do what? And I wasn't doing it intentionally. I wasn't doing it trying to impress these kids.
You were trying to glorify it, but sometimes you find glory in shit like that, you know?
Well, no, but just the way it would, like the way I would tell it, or just, I mean, like whatever, I would think back on it later, and I started realizing, dude, these kids are so impressionable, bro. I got to watch out what I say to them. So now, whenever they ask me about something, like I let them know, like, bro, this is one of the most horrible places in the world. That shit's garbage. Becoming a gang member, like it was.
You just want them to do better, bro.
Yes, bro.
That's what being an adult is. And you know what's crazy too is with kids, it sucks because you can tell them all the right shit, bro. But if they see you doing some shit, they're just gonna get it in their head, you know. I see that all the time, bro.
You can tell them whatever you want. They're gonna mirror what the fuck you do.
I have friends that it's like they just are not living a good life, bro. And then they're sitting there like arguing with their kids because their kids are doing, you know, shit they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, it's never gonna work that way, bro.
No.
Like honestly, you have
to lead by example, bro.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's crazy.
And so, yeah, bro, and that's kind of like, so I've been working with a friend of mine, and I'm trying to like, I mean, I don't want my story to go to waste, right? Like I don't just want to live it and put it away, you know. Not that I need to get it out there. Like I could, but if my experiences and if the trials and fucking tribulations that I went through, I'll get biblical on you.
Book of Genesis.
Because no, that's what some of this shit felt like, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I got months of stories. But dude, there was times, and I love myself, bro. Right? Like I'm not one of those people. But there was times in prisons where I sat down and I was like, bro, like you could just end all this right now, dude. Like it's like there was times that got bad. And like I said, I'm not even that's not even me, bro. I never ever, dude. But there's a couple times that I contemplated, just, overdosing or just, like just doing it.
Ending out a clown.
Cut my own, just whatever. Just.
Well, I can imagine being in prison is probably like, fuck, dude. Like, I'm not even alive at that point. You're just, you're alive,
no.
Or you're not living.
You're like
living,
but you're not
alive.
Like on a hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're alive. You're not living.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, it's a horrible place. And if I can help,
you light it, bro.
If I can help keep people out, bro.
Dude, that's part of the reason why That's part of the reason why when I first met you and I was talking to you, I was like, damn, you just made me appreciate just my life a lot more, bro. Like, I was like, the perspective that gave me, I was like, bro, it's crazy, bro.
Not only that, but just for me, like, there's still, and I've been out, I've been out like a year and a half, right?
Yeah. Still pretty fresh, bro.
Dude, there's still times, and like, I got my boys and they love bringing me to spots. Hey, bro, have you eaten here? I'll be like, what is that? Yeah. Like, I had no clue what pho was, bro.
Oh, I love pho, bro.
No clue.
How was it? Did you like it?
No clue.
Honestly.
No. Still haven't eaten it.
Oh, you haven't had it?
Still haven't eaten it. But the boy Kyle tells me, and I was like, what did you call me, dude? You fuck with him. I'm like, what do you, so there's still like a lot of that.
There's still a lot, you got a lot of living to do, bro.
But I'll tell you what, every morning I wake up, dude, and I had to get out and restart my whole life, bro. I mean, I had nothing, dude, right? As you wouldn't if you spent that much time somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
I had nothing. And so, I had to start over. And but even with doing, and you know what, but I expected that, and I knew that I would have to do that, right? But still, even with all that, I wake up every morning, dude, 100% grateful that I can wake up and just walk out of my house and get my car and fucking get a McFlurry, dude, at 6 a.m. if I want.
Yeah, you don't need two people to follow you to the bathroom,
bro.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, I still like to do that.
Yeah, no, you have your dogs. Kudos, sit.
But yeah, bro.
I have an irrational fear, bro. Like, check this out. It's kind of some like, this is random. I don't know. I just thought about it because I'm high, but I have an irrational fear of I'm going to be taking a shower, and that's going to be when someone busts into my house trying to kill me. Because you know how you have your eyes closed and you can't hear anything.
You don't have a shower Glock?
I do have a shower Glock, bro. Yeah, bro. You just keep it right there.
You don't have a Glock in your shower, bro? I thought everybody did.
Shit. But I don't know. That's just a weird irrational fear I have.
No, yeah, and actually,
and that was a real fear for you. My irrational fear was not irrational for you at some point.
So usually when you showered, you have, because they're on level 4 yards, they're small little single man showers, right?
Yeah.
And you always have one or two boys just,
standing outside.
Yeah, you go tell your boys like, hey, I'm gonna jump in the shower. Yeah, and they're like, all right, bet. And they go over and they post up and talk. Yeah. But they'll stand in that area. Yeah. They'll stand in the doorway to the. I mean, it has a swinging gate, right?
Yeah, just to make sure.
That's like, it's like chest high and like shin high, right? It's a gate so that if a female works in there, she doesn't see you butt naked, but it shows what's going on in the shower. There's not really a lot of blind spots in prison, but the shower actually is a blind spot because the COs tend not to look in there because there's always naked people in there, right? Like they don't, most cops or chicks don't want to see that.
That's wild that you had
I've seen a bunch of stuff happen in the shower, bro.
Oh, I believe it, bro.
And but yeah, stuff has happened in the shower, bro. And that was actually one of the best times to fucking. It's funny that you said because that's one of the best times to get somebody, bro. Because exactly, I mean, you can literally watch someone and wait till they soap their face up.
When you would shampoo your hair? Did you have hair or no? Or were you bald?
No. So I used to have long blonde hair, bro.
So did you shampoo with your eyes open in prison or not? Or now you're just showing you had your homies out?
Yeah, no. I mean, no.
Am I thinking too? Maybe I'm thinking about it too hard.
Well, I mean,
paranoia.
Well, like I said before, you always have to, especially in like a. I mean, it's just like when soldiers go to war or when just like any cops go out to work. I mean, you have to be aware what's happening around you, right? Yeah, always. But yeah, no, I never tripped like that, dude. And I've been on lower level yards before where like they have gyms, right? Where it's bunks and it's just kind of like, okay, so you said you've been in county jail.
Yeah.
Were you in the dorms or the cells?
The big tanks.
Okay, so so you're in the dorms. So you know how what were they, 3 high there or 2 high?
2.
Okay, so like at a lot of gyms in prison, there are 3 high bunks and it's just a full bunk, and the shower's just like an open area with like columns with the nozzles coming out. There's like 4 on a column, and there'll be like 6 columns in there. You just go grab a nozzle, bro.
Yeah, that's how it was too.
So you're standing there, and there's so
that's where the reason I brought up the
usually you'll go and shower with your boys there too. So if like someone attacks you in the shower and you got to fight someone naked, at least your boys are naked with you, fighting everybody too, bro. So you're not the only one naked.
I don't know if it was just because I was like, I don't know if I was with the nonviolence or whatever, bro, but I didn't see any of that.
Were you a white bander?
I was, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, no, there was like, I would take a shower. It was cool. I mean, I made some friends. I mean, it was all whatever, But I mean, I would see people get fucked up, but it was normally because they did something. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was like checking, like the 13 seconds or fucking whatever it was, in the 20 seconds. Oh, we good?
Yeah, we're good now. I just noticed it when I went to unlock it. That was dumb of me, dude. I thought it locked, so I tried to hit space to unlock it, but then it stopped the recording. But it's cool. It only lost like a couple seconds, dude.
Oh, that's all good. That's all good. You just
take 2. My bad.
Yeah, that's what editing's for, right?
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, county jail sucks, bro. But ever since that, I've been orange banded in county jail, and I've always been in either the single man cells or the single man cells they have on.
Is orange the most level, or what's the?
Yes,
is there anything after orange?
There's a white, yellow, and orange, and then they have red bands, and those are for red bands mostly like high priority, like dudes that are like
serial killers.
Well, yes, and then dudes that are like in those certain gangs, like the head gang, those guys that are in there. Yeah. They're usually red banders, but I was an orange band. I've always been an orange bander, and it's all it's garbage. God, county jail sucks.
Yeah, I mean, do you ever imagine like what kind of person you would have been if none of that ever happened?
So, I've actually had this conversation with a bunch of people, bro, and like I love the person that I am now, right? Because like I feel like I
needed it.
Yeah, well, like I mean, and I'm not trying to, but say anything about but I feel like whenever I leave somebody that I met for the first time, I'm an addition to their life, not a subtraction. Gotcha. Basically, right? Like, I mean, because there's people that and that's why I always try to be right. Like I always try to, bring joy or happiness, or because I like to clown all the time, bro, and I like to joke and whatever. And I'm like one of the most unserious dudes that you ever meet. And I'm always like, I'm real sarcastic, but it's not like it's always, in a joking manner or whatever. But, I always try to, I don't know, man. It's like, it's hard to juggle with, the way people are out here. And I don't know, man. It's just
adjustment, man.
Dude. Yeah.
Honestly, bro. And then it's like, you have to act different in prison, bro. I'm assuming, dude. And then coming out here, it's like, this is like foreign,
I mean, so like at the core, I'm still the same person. Like I'm the dude that if I see someone with hazards on the freeway, like, I don't care if it's a dude, chick, old lady, I'll pull over and be like, hey, you good? Or, like my parents, my dad was old school, bro. He was Navy. He was old school. He taught me to, manners and respect your elders. And that's how I've always been. And that's how I still am now. And that's how I was all throughout prison. I just I just was a little more aggressive.
Your version of respect was different.
Yes, bro. Yes. And I'm not even close to the dude that I used to be, right? I mean, I was not that I wasn't like an asshole. I was as a kid. I was horrible as a kid, but like older, I've always been the same. It was just more, just aggressive, bro.
The way I think about like my life in general is I'd like to have my life be so where if I could go back in time, the younger me wouldn't recognize older me, but it would be something he looked up to, You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like when I like make decisions, I'm like, really the decision I should be making. Let me think about this from different angles,
But yeah, I wouldn't change because you asked me like who do you think I'd be if I hadn't
Didn't
done
do all that,
yeah, if I hadn't done that, right? And
you might have been an asshole.
And yeah, right. Like, I mean,
who knows though? But
I mean, most people, you can see the kind of life they're going to have just because of their nature and what kind of morals they have, and if they have empathy or not, or if what kind of person they are at their core. Everybody's always going to stay the same at their core. Yeah. Now, of course, you're going to ebb and I've seen people who were super outgoing and now they're homebodies, right? And so they change like, the aspects of their life, but that's just with age and stuff. They're still the same people. So like, I don't know who I'd be if I didn't do that, but I feel like the fucking shit that I've been through has, given me lessons. Well, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Perspective that other people might not have, but like it's the experience that has molded me into the man that I am today, right? And without those experiences, like I don't know, I wouldn't be the same person, obviously. But yeah. So I mean, it's not. And I have had the question: if you go back, would you change it? Well, yeah, dude. Like I wasted 21 years of my life in prison, bro. I'm 44 years old. That's half my life. I mean, that's almost half my life, bro. And like the first 10 years of your life don't count, right? Because you're like the first 5, you're like a dumb kid running into walls and falling off of couches and shit. And then from like 6 to 10, you're like in like stupid schools.
Trying to be alive.
Trying not to, run out in the street or whatever. Or like get picked up by like an eagle and taken somewhere or like whatever.
That could happen.
Yeah, I know for sure. But yeah. So like, I don't like, yeah, I would go back and change that part of it, but not who I am. No, absolutely not.
That's true, bro. Honestly, like I don't think I've made like some seriously bad decisions, but I know there's decisions I could have made that would have been impacted my life better, But then a lot of the times I think about it and I'm like, dude, like that was the reason that helped mold me into the person I am today. That helped fucking give me, like, if I didn't make that mistake, then who's to say, like, that could have just been the catalyst to completely change my life and maybe not have been the person I am today. And I'm kind of proud of the person I am today. At least I feel, I mean.
So what's your view on like not so much, well, I mean, I guess you'd call it fate or whatever, but like, do you feel, are you religious at all? I never asked you.
I'm not religious at all.
Okay. So what's your view on like
free will?
Well, no, of course we all have free will because I mean, that's like, I feel like not so much our lives are already laid out for us, but I feel like each person's meant to do certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all meant, well, the goal, and I mean, that's just, it's evolution, but the goal of a human, men and women, is, you start out and you're figuring life out and you're figuring your relationships and your friends and all that stuff out. But it's the evolutionary process that you want to be the best version of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And not everybody gets to do that. Uh-huh. Not everybody gets to do that. Some people are the worst version of themselves, and those are the people that that fall into drugs or homelessness or like whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And there's a version of them that's meant to be better, bro. I mean, it's just they took the wrong path. Mm-hmm. So like and that's like how I feel about it. Everybody, every single person in this world, they have, there's a version of them where it's their best self. And that's basically like what the point of human life is on this earth. I mean, and I'm not going to get into any part of that, bro, because I have my own views of life and that kind of stuff. But basically we're supposed to, we're put on here and life is life is this thing that you have to navigate. And it's like we get born and it's like, all right, good luck, man. Let's see how you do. It's like a big, like a I don't know, like a relay race or like it's like an obstacle course. Dude, it's like going on Wipeout on the show. Yeah. It's like, all right, dude, here's life. Good luck. Watch out for the fists and the fucking spinny thing that shoots water or whatever, Yeah. Like that's what life is. And And you either learn from your mistakes and try and become the best version of yourself, and or you don't.
Yeah, man. I mean, my perspective is like, dude, our reality belongs to each of our own, you know. And some people, I feel like they believe their existence to life is getting high, and that's cool if that's how you feel, you know. I can't tell you what's the better life because I've only lived one life, you know.
Yeah.
And based off of my experiences, I think it's human nature to be curious about things, dude, you know. And I think that curiosity is what led to humans being where we are today, like the top of the food chain in terms of like the animal kingdom, you know,
exploration and all
that shit, right?
That's an inert thing in humans. Exactly.
And if some of us we're curious about drugs, heroin, whatever, you know, and we go down that path and we find bliss in that, and that's fine. That's your life. That's how you want to live it, you know?
Sure.
I think you'd kind of do a disservice to the human race by going down that path because it's like there's just so much of the world that we can continue to learn about, and just even if you don't be someone great, you don't have to be the next Christopher Columbus or Einstein or Tesla, but just have experience and learn about things, you know, and use that experience to other people, whether it's younger or friends or whatever, you know.
Well, like you see like some homeless dude on the corner.
Yeah.
If he would, I mean, who knows what that dude could contribute to society?
He could have been the next Tesla.
Right? Like you don't know anybody's. I mean, you know, like human beings are so.
There's just cool shit you could do,
bro. Like
there's so much cool shit you could do, bro. You know?
There is no boundaries to what the human mind can do. So like I just, I've come to a point in my life where it's like, dude, I've lived that path. And that's not the best version of myself, dude. I want to be the best version of myself. And if I can help other people do it on the way where they don't have to go through what I went through, it's even better, bro.
Yeah, maybe that's your purpose, you know?
We can, right? Well, I mean, that's
what you're saying earlier, right?
That's what, you know, that's what I've been, you know, I've had many people tell me that, like, hey, bro, you need to tell your story, dude. Like you could, you know, like you've been through some stuff and you could, I mean, you could help people. And that was never really like it was never really like a thought.
Thought about,
yeah, right. But
that's what I'm saying. Our reality is what we make of it, bro. You could have been put under some circumstances where you feel like my life never amounted to anything. I never like did anything great. But it's like everyone has perspective that they can give to someone else, bro, in whatever way, you know. So it's like whether it's like even someone like you could have been this kid, or you could have been like let's say a housewife since you were like 18, had a kid, and your whole life was inside the house, bro. But I guarantee you that there's knowledge about raising kids or shit like that, that you have to offer to other people. You know what I mean?
Like mom game and just whatever. You know, of course, yeah.
And so I just feel like life is what we make of it, dude. It's like I don't know what the purpose of life is. I don't know if there's a God or none of that, you know. But I do feel like we're the most important person in our own story, you know. And you know what I mean. And if you can contribute to someone else's story, then you lived a good life, bro. You know,
right?
It's like, and not to talk shit on people that want to do heroin and all that, but it's like, you're not even really living. It's like, you're just doing this one thing. It's and that applies to anything that you get obsessed with. You know, if you're a motherfucker that wants to fucking, you know, jack off all day, it's like, cool. I'm sure it feels good, but you know,
no, for sure.
I mean, what's your story going to say when you die, bro? That's how I see it, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know what my purpose in life is, but I do know I like to talk to people like you.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, so, for sure, bro.
That's why I started this podcast, actually, because I just would meet people and I'm like, bro, that's tight, bro, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I just like to hear it. I don't know, man. Yeah. So you only have one kid, bro?
Yeah.
You ever think about having another? Doing it right this time, you know?
So,
in their life, you know?
Like, I would love to if I get to a point, like, in the next couple of years. Well, I mean, fuck, I'm getting old, dude. But no, dude, I fucking keep myself healthy enough where I still have plenty of years to do it. And I would love to, bro. I would absolutely love to actually like grow up with my kid like I was supposed to. Right. Yeah. You know, and that's something I'm going to have to change with my, you know, I mean, he understands. We've had many talks about this, and he's mature enough in his, you know, mentally to understand what I'm saying to him. Well, no, he's only a 17-year-old kid. He's not, but
at least you came back, bro.
Yeah,
some don't come back, bro.
No, some never come back, man.
Yeah. Hey, but that's cool. I feel like that's in the test to your dad, bro, because your dad was in your life and shit, and so it's like, you know, even though you made all these other decisions, I think a part of you still like took that lesson from him, you know.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I got some I got some hard lessons that are permanently fucking, dude, just like, I'll never forget them that I got from my dad, you know, just because, you know, he beat him into me. I mean, not like that, but like, you know how dads do.
I feel a sense of curiosity for this new generation. Like I'm talking like kids right now, like 5-year-old kids now, because I feel like there's a lot of weird adults right now, you know, that have kids, and I'm just like, fuck, you're just indoctrinating them into this weird lifestyle, dude, you know?
So I watch, and I mean, it's almost like, but whose fault is it? Like, because I have this conversation too, and like I look at the generation of kids behind us, right? And like, you know, they're the generation of growing up with this, right? With the internet. And like I didn't grow up, dude, I had a pager, homeboy. I had a pager in school, you know, and that was like
the shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know, everybody, you know, and we talked about this too, but like we knew all the numbers to like the pay phones at the parks and at Del Taco or like whatever around town, right? So you can call and you know, find out where your friends are. But you know, these and it's a different life, dude. And so like these, like I was telling you about my little cousin, he, you know, they're growing up a different way. And I talk with my older cousin about it all the time. And he'd be like, dude, if we did this when we were kids, our dads would, like, you know, they'd toss us off a roof if we pulled some of this shit, you know? And,
some of these kids, bro,
but
these prank kids, these prank videos on YouTube,
but who's their parents though?
Yeah.
Their parents is our generation. Well, you know, my generation and, you know, people that in their early 40s and 30s and stuff, like these are the parents. So like I was thinking about this the other day too, like is like this new generation's fucked up, but is it because of my generation or shitty parents, bro? or is it like, they're just like, oh, whatever, dude, like fucking have at it. Right. I mean, that's like, shit, it might be our fault.
It might be, right? Bro. Yeah.
It might be I mean, you know, who knows?
Fuck, that's true though.
But yeah, it's not looking good, bro.
Oh no, bro. It scares me, bro, especially because I'm like, every empire fell, bro. And I'm like, are we witnessing the fall of the American empire?
It's like
bro?
Rome, right?
You know what I mean? Is this the beginning steps of it? Because it's like,
yeah, it's like Rome and friggin' Nero's the fucking president.
I'm not confident that this next generation can adequately defend our nation against any type of like world event. Like if there's a World War III, I don't know, dude. I don't know if America's coming to save the day this time, bro.
Dude, if you got at me or any of my friends when we were 13 or 14, and you're like, hey, how do you fucking do this? I can tell you how to do it because my dad taught me. Or how do you do this? These kids now, like I talk to them and they're like, oh, I mean, hold on, let me look it up on YouTube. And I'm like, what the fuck? You don't know how to, like, whatever it is, right? I'm like, you don't already know how to do this? Like, get the fuck off, go outside, go roll around the goddamn mud like I did, like climb trees, fall off, break your egg. I mean, that's how, and nobody's doing that anymore, bro. Like, I mean, they're all inside on, I mean, you know, and this is but then you also have 17-year-old kids that are millionaires, bro.
Yeah.
Right. Because of this. So like, it's a give and take, bro. Like it's,
and then you got 17-year-old kids shooting up their schools.
And then you got 17. We never had that problem. Bro.
I don't remember it being a thing, bro. In the 90s, maybe a little bit, but not like this.
No, not where it's becoming like an answer to whatever problem they're having.
So crazy.
Like, bro, if we got bullied in school, then, you know, back in the day, you go, you know, you get couple or whatever, you get a couple of your boys and you jump them or you fuck, I mean, whatever you do, right? Like, I'm not going to give kids ideas and start saying shit we used to do, bro, because I'm not trying to do that anymore.
I saw this podcast with Chris. He told me to.
Right. Oh, this is your podcast, bro. Chris, guys, I'm not, I don't want to get a call later from a parent, like, but, you know, and now it's just like, I don't, but dude, but then like these kids also seem like way more active than we were on like other, like, man, bro, all these, like just stuff that these kids show me on their phones. Like we would never do that. Like we're going to house parties, bro. Right? Yeah. Like we would have, you know, someone throw a house party.
You never see high school parties anymore, bro.
No, dude, ever. And I asked my little cousin, I'm like, yes, and like no, someone will rent an Airbnb or something.
Yeah,
and then, you know, they'll do street takeovers and like,
yeah, street takeovers is the thing.
But yeah, bro, I mean, that's, you know, that's and that's cool and that's what's cracking, dude. But you know, we just but if a war came, I think these kids would be screwed, bro.
I think we're all fucked.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, you won't be.
Well, I mean,
because we're intelligent enough to survive, bro.
We're intelligent to survive, but the American empire is going to go down, baby.
Oh, yeah. But dude, that's been happening for 15 years, bro.
We might be the next Venezuela, bro.
That's going to happen, bro. Like, America is the laughing stock of the world. And don't get me wrong, I'm a patriot, bro.
Yeah.
I love America. All my family was in the military. I tried to get in the military when I was 18, but my record was already too much. They wouldn't allow me in. I was trying to get in the Navy. I tried to join the Army.
Go blow shit up.
Yeah, bro. I tried to join the Marines. I tried to join the Air. I tried everybody.
Yeah. And damn, even the Army though.
Yeah, dude. Even the Army wouldn't take me.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Not even the Coast Guard.
Dude, in the 70s during Nam, you get busted and go to court. The judge would say, "What's up? You want to serve 2 years in prison, or you want to join the Marines?"
Yeah,
and that's how half those people, and that's what they used to do. And I tried to get in, and I tried to even get a judge involved to like
get you in.
Yeah, because all my family was in the military, or they were all Navy, bro. And,
yeah, you're like, I must do this.
Yeah, bro. And I joined You
joined a different military.
I joined.
They're definitely militant,
But yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. So, I mean, how's the relationship between your baby mama's ex and your kid? I guess your kid's stepdad still.
Yeah. So I guess, and this is another thing where, like, it was fine, but that guy's not my son's dad, so there's always that. But it got worse once I got out, because once I got out, like, he was like, "This is my dad. Like, I'm not listening to anymore." That's basically what happened. And so like he's kind of in a jam. I need to get him out of there, bro. And I can't do it till he's 18. But once he's 18, then I'm gonna get my kid back, bro. And he's gonna come live with me, bro. But yeah, it's just that course. It's been ran, bro. Like him living they've taken it as far as they can, and I can tell that my son is no longer interested in any part of that, and he wants to come here, so
yeah,
he wants to come with me, so
fucking crazy.
That's badass,
dude. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I'm glad that you guys still have a relationship, because sometimes
no, dude.
Especially when you're out and you split, and the baby mom was probably telling past stuff in his ear, I have friends that are in situations like that. It sucks, dude.
Dude, I will give this to his mom, bro. She was always, I'm not going to say had my best interest at heart, because a selfish narcissist can't do that. But she always she had my back a lot when it came to that stuff. I mean, there was arguments that she had with her husband over me and my kid, just so like she's always been good about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and that's I gotta acknowledge that, dude.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, she never talked shit to my kid about me, and she never, I mean, she didn't bring me up for 10 years until he got old enough to where he's wondering why his last name's Coleman and everybody else is different in his family.
Yeah.
But I mean, she could have done that differently, but when it came down to it, she didn't smut me up, so that's something that I'm grateful for, and it gave me a chance to, blaze my own path with him, just with what I do and how I act with them and respond with them and stuff. But yeah.
So what's next in Chris's life, man? You went to prison, you're out, rekindling relationships. What you got a plan for what's next?
So I've winged it most of my life, right? Which is not a good life path. And so I've been yeah, I mean, well, look, my most important thing is getting my kid back, right? And from there, I mean, it's just, dude, I enjoy the people that are in my life. I keep a small circle, bro. So I've always, like I said earlier, I always used to be a really loyal friend, right? And not just a friend, just a loyal person, period. And I handed my loyalty out way too easily when I was younger. And it came back to fucking burn me a bunch of times. So now I'm, like the people that I call my family and my bros and my friend, whatever, they've earned that spot. And not that you have to, but I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like because of our relationship and they're trustworthy. That's so
more meaningful.
Yeah. Right. Like people, like, I don't just have like a bunch of dudes that are just like, oh yeah, it's my bro. Like either it's an acquaintance that I kind of know, or like you're my dog. Right. And you're part of my, and I have like a couple small circles in each, cause like Kyle, and all your guys' boys. And then I got the ones I grew up with, but yeah, I keep my circle small, bro, because I just, because if you don't, you get caught up. And dude, I just, so I have a friend of mine, and this is a perfect example. He did 15 and he just got out Thanksgiving, right? He was my cellie for like 5 years. I mean, I got his name tattooed on me, bro. He has mine tattooed on. I mean, like this is your boy. Yeah, no, this is my boy, bro. And, but he's a loose cannon, dude. And, yeah, that's how he is. And he did all this time, man. And he got out a month. And I mean, you can look it up, bro. It just happened a week ago, dude. But, some chick, was like, hey man, this guy owes me money. Will you come help me out? And it's like, it's always, and the chick thinks she's not gonna get in trouble. My boy is,
Yeah.
And so he does it. It ends up turning into a shooting, carjacking. Like it went bad, crazy. Bro. It chased. It started in IE and it went down to like Escondido. Like it was all bad. I'll show it to you afterwards. It's crazy. But
wow, that's pretty.
But
that's a big jump.
No. Well, no, because
just from getting my money back. So
well, because that's what will happen, bro.
Yeah,
that's what will happen. I mean. And that's my point about why I keep my circle small and the people that, so he got out and he was like, hey bro, I want you to come see me. I want you to come see me. And I was like, yo, like, give me a couple months of you being out and I'll come see you.
Yeah.
Because I know how he is, bro. And if I would have been there with him, like, and he's like, hey, we're going to go do this. Well, just out of my loyalty to my bro, I'd be like, all right. And then I would have been back, bro.
Yeah.
Like I would have, I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah. You just don't want to put yourself in that position,
No, dude, no. And that's why I used, I'm not going to put his name out there, but that's why I used my friend. He's my dog. And when it was New Year's when I got the call, bro. It was Sunday night. And I get a call from Riverside Jail and it's him. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Cause I haven't heard from him in a couple of days. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? And I was like, what is it? And he told me, and he's, I mean, he won't be out till he's 70 if he does. Yeah. It's a shooting carjacking, bro. That's like I forget what it carries, but I think it's 25 to life off the gate. And then he's an ex-gang member and he's a felon with a handgun and there's all those charges stack up. So it's going to be forever. And it's heartbreaking and it's horrible. And, I wish I could have saved him. And I feel kind of guilty about not going out there because, I start going through all the stuff like, well, fuck, if I was there, I'm a more reasonable head. And he's my little homie. So like, maybe I could have done like, hey, no, we're not doing this, dumbass. Let's go do something else. Yeah. Maybe I could have helped him out, but dude, but that's my whole thing about loyalty, bro. I've been doing that kind of stuff my whole life. And now like, I put me first, bro. Like I have to,
yeah, put your other little homie, bro, your son first.
Yeah. Well, in doing this, I'm doing that, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't have. You could go do that, and it'd be a couple years for you, or whatever. Like if you were, as long as you're not the one who did the shooting or carjacking, right? You would just be an accomplice. It wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
If I was there, it's detrimental, bro. It would be over for me, even if I didn't do the shooting or carjacking.
Yeah.
I get so many years stacked on top of me, bro. It would be stupid. So that's, I just, bro, I'm so spooked about, I mean, it's, and there's not many things that scare me, right? There's not, but that like, it's, I wake up and sweat sometimes. It's terrifying, bro. Just because of the whole, just the experience is awful, bro. And I got boys doing time right now, dude. And they're still living it and they're still doing it every day, bro. And it just like, I feel it's just, I know what they're going through, man. And it's just, and then once you've done it for a couple of years, it's no big deal to you anymore. Right. And it's just life.
Indoctrination, bro.
That's your life, bro. It's like, I mean, you know, just the same as people that live in some of these war-torn countries, bro, where they wake up every morning and they're like, oh shit, fucking, you know, Joe's house got bombed. That sucks. You know, it becomes life, and it's just, yeah.
You don't want it to be your life anymore.
No, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a horrible experience, bro. And but you know, it's it's turned me into who I am. So
yeah,
it's a give and take thing. And you know, I would love, you know, and I'm gonna really start trying to get into you asked what my plans were, right? And so like I'm in the beginning stages of creating something, and I still don't know where I've taken it yet, because it's such a, I'm telling you, like it's like a month old, bro. And these are just conversations in a jacuzzi with my boy. And it's conversations that he's been trying to push me to. He's like, bro, you need to do something with this, dude. Don't let this go to waste. You need to, and you know, let's figure out what to do with this. And it like I said, it was never a plan of mine. But I'm looking at we have a couple things that
well, you told me you started a podcast, right? Is that part of what you're talking about? Or?
Well, yes, no, we haven't started yet, but
what's the name? You got a name? Yeah.
No, that's why I'm saying, dude, this is like like we haven't even. We're just trying to figure out. Well, because I'm doing something with my boy, and he has his own thing going on, but he's helping me start what I'm. Like I said, I don't have anything solid, but I have a direction that I want to go in. Yeah, so we're crossing all the T's and dotting the I's, doing all that shit right now.
Yeah.
And then we want to do a podcast together, kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you have a name, bro. I'll give it a shout out, dude.
Maybe, for sure.
Maybe we'll have you guys on again, and then we could
talk
about when you started.
Bro, I'll come back anytime.
Yeah.
I got like 12 more hours of shit I can talk about.
Yeah.
Just for prison.
I always feel like when people do it, it's like they always think of more stuff to say afterwards, you know? And I know that I think
always,
that's,
dude. Yeah. No, always. And it's, I mean, but that's, I mean, so I like, dude, and I should have said this in the beginning. I'm not here talking about it because for any other reason. Just like when I talk with the kids, this isn't a glorified thing. It's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something I'm not ashamed of either, though.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's a decision I made. I wrote it. I've never told anybody in my life, bro. I've never, you know, like I wrote my shit, dude. And, you know, but I'm not proud of doing it. Like, it's not something that I tell people like straight out the gate, you know, like you have to get to know me first before I start sharing some of that, unless it's someone that's been to prison and they see my tattoos and they're like, oh, hey, where'd you do time at? And then it's like, oh, you know, because it's whatever. Yeah. Cause he already knows. But yeah, dude, the reason I like to share is, one, I know this stuff's interesting, and two, you know, if you know, I have so much experience with this stuff, bro, that if the path I walked in my life and I turned it around, bro, you know,
not everyone does, bro.
I mean, no.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Not everybody does. And, you know, if my experiences through talking to people or just like however I decide to do it can, you know, maybe change or influence somebody or, you know, make them give them realizations of, oh shit, you know, like, because sometimes your mom or your dad or your older brother or you know, sometimes it's not always them. Sometimes it's that random fucking dude that you listen to and you go, oh shit.
It's
like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, that's why I agree to do this, bro. And that's why, you know, I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do. And
yeah, well, thanks, bro. Thanks for sharing.
Bro, I appreciate you bringing me on, dude. And this was a good vibe, bro. And
thanks, bro.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, it was a cool conversation, bro. And honestly, like, I mean, I enjoyed hearing your story, dude. I'm glad you decided to change your life around, dude, because as I said earlier, bro, not everyone does, dude. And it's sad, dude, you know? But yeah, you know, Chris, it was fun, dude. I'm sure you have a lot to offer the world, bro. Your son, your loved ones, and shit, dude. I'm glad I met you, dude. And
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'm thankful I get to witness this whole story unfold. You know.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, dude. You want anything else you want to add, dude? Any projects coming up or anything?
I mean,
You should write a book, bro.
Dude,
that shit would be tight because then you can get all the details in, dude.
You're seriously like the fucking 500th person that's told me that.
Because I feel like your story deserves a book, bro. You know?
And like my biggest problem, bro, and this goes back to me knowing my faults, is like I am the best procrastinator. Yeah. I'm not lazy. I'm not, when I'll go put the work in, but I am so good at like, all right, because I always, like when I wake up in the morning, I always have like a mental list, and I've just been doing this just to, and I'll go like, okay, what do I need to do today? I'm like, all right, I need to do this, this, and this. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, holy shit, I put it all off, and now I'm passing out, and I didn't do shit.
I have that same
like,
problem,
dude, it's a huge problem, and it's not because I don't want to do it or because I'm lazy. It's just
how you are.
It's just dude, life, bro. And then, you get caught up, and then your boy calls you and is like, hey, dude, I want to do this. You're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's go shoot some pool. Or, and then, you're supposed to. So, dude, I would, dude, I mean, I could write. I mean, I could do it, and that's a huge project. And well, not anymore actually with the AI programs now. I mean,
I would just pay someone to write it for me, bro, and I just tell them it.
But yes,
that's how I would do it.
Well, I mean, yes, bro. Well, yeah, they have. I know they have apps and shit. You could like verbally write it in, and they punctuate it and put it all. Yeah, like whatever, right?
Yep.
So it's not as a daunting task as it would be, and it would be cool. I have boys that have written books in prison, dude, and they're super interesting, dude.
Well, yeah, Chris.
Yeah, man.
It was fun, dude.
Appreciate you, bro.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Goodbye, friends.